Tim Alcorn. Tim?
Thank you very much, Mike James, and a very pleasant Saturday night, everyone, as we get set to bring you the Division I District Championship matchup between the Lakewood Rangers and the Lorain High Steelmen. Lakewood, the #1 seed at 18-4 coming into tonight. The Lorain High Steelmen at 16-6, the #4 seed here in the Division I tournament at Midview. The starting lineup for the Lakewood Rangers: at guard, 6-foot senior Matt Peters. Peters at 3 points per ball game during the regular season, 15 per game during the tournament. He has stepped it up down here at Midview. Brian Patton is the other guard, 5'10 junior at 16 points per contest. John Olson is on the wing, a 6'5 junior at 3 per ball game, along with John Silva. Silva, a 6'1 senior, also at 3 per game. And in the middle, Marty Budzar, a 6'5 senior at 14.7 per ball game. And the Lakewood Rangers are coached by Bob Patton. For the Lorain High Steelmen under head coach John Rossitano, they will start at point guard, 5'10 senior Greg Williams at 10.3 per ball game. The off guard, 5'10 junior Carl White, White at 16.6. Londi Ransom will be on the wing, a 6-foot freshman, 7.4 per ball game, along with Euclid and Mentor. And of course, if Lorain High wins tonight, we'll take that journey with them into Cleveland on Wednesday night. But first, the task at hand is to upset the top-seeded Rangers here at Midview. Both teams are out on the floor, and we are ready to go. Lorain will go right to left on your radio dial. Lakewood left to right. Marty Budzar against Adam Lucas in the center circle, ball in the air, and Lucas whacks the tip out of bounds as he was trying to get it to Schwartz over on the wing.
He clearly won the jump, but it results in Lakewood getting the ball first.
So Lakewood will have it on the offensive end. Again, they go left to right on your radio dial. Brian Patton out near the half-court line against Londi Ransom. So the freshman opens up on Patton, and immediately Londi whistled for a quick foul over on the left wing as Patton made a drive to the baseline. So Londi picks up his first foul. We mentioned during the Westlake game earlier this week that Lorain won to get to this ball game. Officiating will be critical. Lorain High, a physical team. They like to bump. John Rossitano hopes the officials will back off a little bit as the night moves along. Inbounds pass stolen away by Greg Williams for Lorain High. Right of the lane, down the lane, off the glass, banked it in, and the Steelmen have the lead.
That may be a very critical thing, Tim. Points off turnovers.
2-0, Lorain High with a turnover and a bucket by Greg Williams. And the Steelmen with the lead as the Rangers head the other way. On the left wing, Matt Peters flips it up top to Silva. Silva around on the right side to Brian Patton. And Patton at the three-point arc against Londi Ransom. Patton gives it in the corner to Silva. Silva at the three-point arc on the right side, dribbles to the top of the key, around on the left wing to Peters. Peters holding the ball above his head against Greg Williams. Peters at the top of the circle, Williams right with him. Peters comes to the right wing, down to the baseline, skids to a stop. Peters looking, flips it behind him to Silva. Silva in the corner. Silva bounced down low. We've got a reach-in foul as Budzar got the pass. Joe Schwartz reached in, tried to knock the ball away, and instead picked up the personal.
Not a lot of skin being tapped on both of the fouls against the Steelmen so far. That may be setting the precedent. You're not going to be able to touch a lot.
Patton inbound, flips it in the left corner to Silva. Excuse me, to Peters. Peters dribbles to the top of the key, off on the right wing to Patton. Patton outside the three-point arc. Patton comes down the baseline, now reverses himself, right of the key, cross-court pass to Peters. Peters traveled with the basketball as he came in between the circles.
Lakewood's trying to get something going inside, and John Rossitano has the Steelman playing in your face, in your face. He's not letting 2 feet between each defender and the offensive person for Lakewood. So it's going to be a long night for Lakewood if they don't start putting the ball in the hole.
6:45 to go opening quarter as we are just underway. Lorain High with the basketball in a 2-point lead. Lucas right of the lane gets the pass from Carl White. And coming over to help defensively, John Olson picks up the foul. Oh, they called it on Marty Budzar. Budzar was guarding Adam Lucas. He picked up the foul. For Budzar, that's his first team foul against Lakewood. Also early on, Mike, I think the officials just want to establish control of this ball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Inbounds pass deflected, stolen by Patton for Lakewood. Patton into the forecourt, off in the left corner to Peters for 3. Threw it short. Rebound fought for. Patton has it in the lane. Head and shoulder fake. Put it up. No, but he was fouled. So Brian Patton will step to the free throw line to shoot 2. And that foul went against Adam Lucas of Lorain. So 3 Steelmen with 1 foul each. And Brian Patton will go to the line, looking to put Lakewood on the board. 2-0 ball game, 6:30 to go, opening quarter.
It's been a while since I've been able to remember this, but a minute and a half into the ball game, we only have 3 shots on goal taken.
Patton drains the first free throw, so Lakewood on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game. Patton's second shot, up and in. So we're tied at 2. Lorain High heads the other way. Greg Williams will bring it forward against Patton. Again, the Steelmen right to left on your radio dial. Bounce down the right wing to Carl White. White at the 3-point arc on the right side. Fires it up top. Pass deflected. Picked off by Patton. 3-on-2. Patton in the middle. Right side to Silva. Drive. Missed the layup. Rebound. Budzar put it up and in. And Marty Budzar with the follow. And it's now 4-2 as Lorain heads the other way. Williams on the right wing. Fires left side to Ransom. Up top to Schwartz for 3. Good! Joe Schwartz buries the 3-point shot. It's 5-4. Lorain High with a 1-point lead. Patton fires in the lane to Olsen. Down the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Saved in by Schwartz. Nope, his foot was on the end line.
He did a very heads-up thing, trying to bounce it off a Lakewood player out of bounds, but he just couldn't get it around that quickly.
It's SRO here at the Edward Kabuski Memorial Gymnasium. Boy, they are packed in here. Inbounds to Olsen. Off on the left wing to Peters. Peters comes left of the key to the free throw line. Back on the left side to Olsen. Fires it up top to Patton. 3 in the air. Good! Brian Patton answers with a 3-pointer of his own. He's got 5. It's 7-5. White right of the lane. Shot partially blocked. Lucas grabs the rebound, but he traveled with the basketball as Silva tried to get it away from him. For Lakewood, here comes Ryan Rustad in the ball game. 6-foot junior. He's been out a while with an injury. 15 points per ball game during the course of the regular season. Has not played in the tournaments. But Rustad checks in the game. John Silva sits down. Londy Ransom against Patton. Patton at the top of the key, falls down, bounce on the left wing to Peters. Peters matched up against Schwartz. Peters fires right side, pass stolen away by Carl White. White 1-on-2 in the forecourt, ball deflected. White up top to Williams, back on the left side to Schwartz, back in the middle to Williams. Williams to the free throw line, leans in, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds, and it went off Peters of Lakewood. Here comes John Silva right back in the ball game for Lakewood. Matt Peters will sit down. Carl White to inbound, left of his own basket for Lorain High. Steelmen down by 2, 7-5, 4:59 to go in the quarter. Long inbounds up top to Williams on the left wing. Williams on the dribble, matched up against Silva. Off on the left wing to Londy Ransom, back up top to Williams. Williams in between the circles. Greg holds up on the dribble, fires right side to White. White spins around.
I don't know about that. I thought he had it on the floor.
That looked like a good spin move to me. Here comes Matt Summers in the ball game, defensive specialist for Lorain High. Sitting down will be Joe Schwartz. Still 7-5. The Rangers by 2. 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Patton brings it forward against Londy Ransom. Patton just inside the timeline. Comes around a Silva pick on the right wing outside the 3-point arc. Patton on the dribble right of the lane. Fires left of the lane. Pass deflected. Ricochets out near the half-court line. It's picked up by Olsen. Whips it down low. Pass intercepted by White for Lorain High. Long pass up ahead. Too far. Picked off by Olsen for Lakewood. Gives it to Patton. Patton on the run into the forecourt. Right side to Silva. Up top to Olsen. Traveled with the basketball.
It's becoming a turnover battle right now. Lorain has 6 turnovers. Lakewood has 5 of their own.
Here comes Dave Bessenfelder in the ball game for Lakewood, 6'7" senior.
You almost get the feeling, Tim, that they're trying to do too much. They're going away from their styles. They're both set offenses, patterned offenses, and they're trying to run.
I think it's a little bit of nerves right now.
Yeah, they're still feeling each other out.
Trying to work out some of the adrenaline that's flowing out there. 7-5, Lorain with the basketball, down by 2. Ransom out near the half-court line, gives it to Carl White, standing in the center circle. White left side to Summers, back in the middle to White. White at the top of the key, left side to Summers. Bounce left of the lane to Lucas, turns, shoots, bounces around the rim and out. Rebound Donald Church on the glass and in the foul. So Donald Church, who's just checked in the ball game with his first two, he'll look for the three-point play. That foul went against Bessenfelder, just in off the bench. His first, second team foul. And Bessenfelder now comes out of the ball game. Back in John Silva. Donald Church at the free throw line. 5'9" senior. And he drains the free throw. And Lorain High with an 8-7 lead. Patton in the backcourt against Londy Ransom. Patton steps in the forecourt on the left side. Patton still on the dribble on the sideline, down to the baseline, skids to a stop, leans in, forced the shot up, no. But they'll call the foul on Londy Ransom, and for Londy, that will be his second. Carl White puts his arm on his shoulder and talks to him a little bit. But that doesn't take the foul away. Ransom now with two. And that will get Greg Williams right back in the ball game for Lorain High. Ransom will sit down with those two fouls. Patton will go to the line, 2 of 2 from the line tonight. Patton in the first ball game against Lorain had 10 points. That first game went to the Rangers, 52-49. Patton's first toss, up and in. So Patton now with 6, and it's an 8-8 ball game with 3:29 to go, opening quarter. Patton's second toss, right there. Patton with 7 of Lakewood's 9 points, and the Rangers are up by 1. Williams walks the ball forward for Lorain High. Through the center circle into the forecourt at the top of the key. Williams left of the circle, off in the left corner to Church, back up top to Williams, fires left of the lane to Lucas. Lucas off to Williams. Williams left of the circle, still on the dribble, top of the key, fires right side to White, sets for 3, unloads it, threw it long, rebound fought for, Church has it left of the lane, off to Lucas. Lucas right of the lane, leans in, follow. Out, rebound fought for. Patton has it along with Summers. They roll over one another, and jump ball, or they call the foul. Oh, that's a horrible call if that's the call against Matt Summers. Boy, that gets the Lorain fans up and on their feet over on the opposite side. Matt Summers picked up his first foul, battling for a rebound. 5th team foul against Lorain High. 9-8, Lakewood with the ball and the lead. Patton through the center circle, still on the dribble against Donald Church. Patton comes to the right wing, down to the baseline, double team, ball knocked out of his hands, scramble for it. Church in the corner along with Patton, and the ball went off of Patton out of bounds. So Lorain High will get it back. Couple of substitute, nope, they don't get him in. Carl White gets the inbounds pass, gives it back to Greg Williams. All sorts of guys waiting over at the scorer's table for both teams. Greg Williams at the base of the center circle, dribbles to the right sideline, right in front of the Lakewood bench. Up top to White, left side to Summers. Summers outside the three-point arc, matched up against Patton. Summers comes down the lane, ball knocked out of his hands, but they'll call the reach-in foul against Lakewood.
Going to go against Patton, maybe?
I think so.
I think he hooked Summers as he was going down into the paint.
Foul indeed is on Brian Patton. Here comes Peters and Olson back in the ball game for Lakewood. Meanwhile, Schwartz and Jason Kurlichek now in the game for Lorain High. 2:20 to go in the quarter. Steelmen with the ball, down by 1. White right of the lane, down the lane, up with the right hand, bounced off the rim, no good. Rebound, Kurlichek muscled it up, no, but he was fouled. So Jason Kurlichek off the bench grabs a rebound, and he'll look for a couple of free throws. That foul went against John Olson, his first. For Lakewood, their 3rd team foul. Lorain got here by beating Midview 42-39, and then Westlake 45-41. Lakewood made it to the district final by knocking off Admiral King 49-28, and Strongsville 67-48. Kurlichek's first free throw up and in. We're tied at 9, 2:13 to go in the quarter.
This is going to be a night when the free throws are going to be very, very important.
Kurlichek throws the second one in. Lorain back on top, 10-9. In the first ball game, Lorain High had a 37-30 lead. midway through the third quarter before they let it slip away. Right of the lane, Pays now in the ball game. Puts the shot off the glass, no good. Kurlicek rips the rebound. Pays tied him up, and the possession arrow goes to Lorain High.
Well, the important play there was that Pays missed the layup.
Josh Pays, 6'5" junior in the game for Lakewood. Last week, Gary Pelter and I were referring to him as the human Q-tip.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a hair on his head. 10-9. Williams, right of the lane, lost the basketball, picked up by Patton for Lakewood. Patton on the dribble up the left sideline, comes down the side, bumped by Church, and they'll call the foul on Donald Church. So Church picks up his first. I think every Steelman except White and Williams has a foul. 16th foul against Lorain High. Patton will inbound on the far sideline, standing right next to John Rossitano. Patton bounce into Peters. Peters standing out near the half-court line. Now dribbles in between the circles, matched up against Williams. Peters hands the ball off to Patton. Patton on the right side. Patton against Donald Church, fires in the corner to Rustad. Rustad flips it back up top, unloading the three, missing it is Peters. Rebound grabbed by Lorain High's Kurlicek, off to Williams. Greg Williams on the dribble into the forecourt, stops right in front of the Lakewood bench. Williams down the right side to Carl White. White outside the three-point arc, holding the ball above his head, flips it to Williams, fires left side to Schwartz. Schwartz back up top to Williams. Williams at the top of the circle against Patton. Left side to White. White left of the key. Spins left of the lane. Off in the corner to Church. Drives the baseline. Double teamed underneath the White. Put it on the glass and in.
Oh, he found White. White was all alone under the hoop.
Under a minute to go first quarter. 12-9. The Steelmen by 3. Patton into the forecourt against Donald Church. Patton at the base of the center circle, comes around a Budzar pick, over on the left wing, ball knocked out of bounds by Joe Schwartz.
Now, after some of the little chintzy fouls we had, there was some major contact right there, and there was no call.
41.5 seconds to go. Matt Peters will inbound on the far sideline. Peters right in front of the Lorain High bench. John Rossitano and the official having a little bit of a conversation, and so while they do so, Bob Patton decides to make a couple of substitutions. He'll get John Silva and John Olson back in the ball game. Pays and Peters sit down.
John and the referee are having a real good time right there.
Patton gets the inbounds pass, matched up against Church in between the circles. And
I don't believe that.
Church, that's a boy.
That was a cheap foul compared to what happened over there with going for the basketball with Schwartz.
Church with his second personal foul. And that will put Patton at the free throw line to shoot 1-1 because Lorain now over the limit with 35.8 seconds to go in the quarter. Adam Lucas back in for Lorain High. Kurlicek will sit down.
Got some good quality time out of Kurlicek being in there just now.
Grabbed a couple of rebounds and hit 2 free throws. Patton at the line. He's 4 of 4 from the line tonight. Make it 5 of 5 as he hits the first. Patton with 8. 8 of Lakewood's 10 points. Lakewood only has 2 field goals, a 3 by Patton and a bucket by Budzar.
Everything else been from the line.
And Patton hits the second. He's got 9. Back to a 1-point ball game, 12-11. Lorain High will wind it down for the final shot. Under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Williams steps in the forecourt on the right side. Williams on the sideline, double team, bounce in the corner to White. White back up top to Williams.
No foul there.
Patton, no foul. Left side to Schwartz for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. And coming out with it is Lakewood. Patton into the forecourt. Patton bounce up ahead to Silva. Put it up and in. Silva with the hoop. Clock at 3. Williams into the forecourt. Right sideline. Long 3. No good off the glass. And that ends the period. 13-12. The Rangers by 1 after 1. We'll be back after this. Lakewood with the final 4 points of the first quarter takes a 13-12 lead as we start the second period of play. The Rangers with the basketball. Patton through the center circle into the forecourt. Patton holds up on the dribble, bounce on the right side to Silva. Silva matched up against Carl White. Silva in between the circles, down the left side to Budzar. Budzar to 3-point stripe, flips it up top to Olson, around on the right wing to Patton. Patton on the right-hand dribble, comes down to the baseline, now spins right of the lane, comes top of the key, looking, fires left wing to Olsen. Olsen at the three-point stripe, flips it up top to Silva. Back on the right wing to Ryan Rustad. Rustad at the three-point arc, ball knocked out of his hands, bounce in the corner to Patton. Patton in the right corner, now comes right to the lane, in the lane, up with the left hand, drops off the rim, no good. Rebound Williams for Lorain High. Williams on the run into the forecourt, top of the key, left side to White, drives to the basket, hammered as he went up. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Boy, Ryan Rustad was not about to give him a free layup.
Well, he didn't get anything free that time except a trip to the seat of his pants.
So Rustad with his first foul. 15th foul against Lakewood. Rustad comes out of the ball game. Matt Peters back in. Carl White at the line, 2 points in the ball game. Had 12 in the first meeting between these clubs back on December 23rd. Who would have thought that night that they would play again for the district championship? Line to the left. Carl White's first toss up, no good.
That is the first missed free throw in this ball game.
7:09 to go in the first half, 13-12. Lakewood by a point. Carl White's second free throw, up around the rim and in. So White now has 3, and we are tied at 13. Tom Patton, another son of Bob Patton, now in the ball game. He's a freshman. Silva double teamed out near the half-court line, and White stole the ball. Flips it up ahead on the right wing to Williams, but the pass hit the sideline. And Carl White saying, where in the world is the foul? After I stole the ball, I got hammered trying to pass it down the floor. Here comes Rustad right in the ball game for Lakewood. Inbounds pass goes to Tom Patton, 5'10" freshman. Patton against Londy Ransom. Boy, 2 freshmen out there in the district championship game. Patton was stepping on the mid-court stripe, and instead they called a bumping foul against Lorain High.
I was thinking that he was leaning over and back over in that with the basketball.
Foul on Greg Williams, that's his first, and that will put Tom Patton at the line.
You know, no one has really yet defined to me what constitutes over and back when you're straddling the line and you get caught by the defense, because sometimes you bring the ball over into the front court and then it goes back into the back court.
Patton's free throw, no good. Rebound ricochets out of bounds, and it went off Matt Peters of Lakewood. So Joe Schwartz will toss it in for Lorain High. Before he does, John Silva gets back in for the Rangers. Matt Peters sits down. Silva 2 points, no fouls. Peters sits down with no points, no fouls. 13-13 tie. Williams walks the ball into the forecourt. On the right sideline, on the right-hand dribble. Williams at the three-point arc on the right side. Flips it up top to Lucas. Gives it right back to Williams. Williams tripped. His bounce on the left side. Kicked out of bounds by Budzar. Boy, John Rossitano up on the bench saying, how in the world can you not call a foul there? Schwartz inbounds in the backcourt to Greg Williams. Williams steps in the forecourt, dribbling down the left side. Fires down the sideline to Ransom. Ransom left to the lane to Lucas. Lucas against Budzar. Turns, shoots, bounces off the rim, no good. Rebound Silva for Lakewood. Silva on the dribble against Carl White. Silva into the forecourt, left wing at the three-point arc. Gives it in the corner to Rustad. Ball knocked out of his hands out of bounds by Greg Williams. Matt Summers will get back in the ball game for Lorain High. Here comes Brian Patton for Lakewood. Joe Schwartz will sit down for the Steelmen. Tom Patton will head to the bench for Lakewood. Brian Patton will inbound, far sideline. Looking, fires it into Rustad. Ryan Rustad on the left wing against Greg Williams. Rustad left to the lane, and they'll call the bump and the foul on Summers. So Matt Summers picks up his second personal foul, and that will put Ryan Rustad at the free throw line. As I mentioned, he's been out quite a while for Lakewood. This is his first action in about a month or so. And Rustad to shoot 1-1. First free throw up and in. So Rustad in the book with his first point. He had 10 in the first matchup between these clubs. 14-13, Lakewood now with a 1-point lead. Rustad's second toss, up and in. 15-13, the Rangers by 2 as we wind our way under the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter. Williams fires down the right side to White. White outside the three-point arc, back up top to Williams, around on the left wing to Summers, down low to Ransom, ball knocked out of his hands. White picked it up, hooked it up, no good. Rebound poked outside. Rustad has it for Lakewood. On the drive into the forecourt, drives, missed a layup. Budzar followed, put it in. Marty now with 4. 17-13, Lorain heads the other way. Greg Williams in between the circles. Williams on the left-hand dribble at the three-point arc, bounce left to the lane to Ransom, and he lost it out of bounds. Lakewood with the basketball. And they have run off 8 straight points.
Lorain hasn't scored in the quarter. Except for the free throw line.
Into the forecourt comes Brian Patton. Bounce on the baseline to Rustad left side. Greg Williams knocked the ball out of his hands. And we've got a foul against Lakewood as Rustad threw the arm out trying to clear Greg Williams away. So Ryan Rustad picks up his second personal foul. And for Lakewood, that's now 16 fouls. Donald Church back in for Lorain High. Carl White will sit down. Here comes Josh Pays for Lakewood as Marty Budzar will sit down with 4 points and a foul. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, we've got Cavs action right here on WEOL. Cavs will be at the Spectrum in Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. 12:40 pregame. Williams in the circle, pass on the right side deflected, but grabbed by Church on the sideline. Church takes a dribble, gives it off to Summers. Summers at the base of the center circle, hands the ball to Greg Williams. 4:50 to go in the half. Williams out near the half-court line on the right-hand dribble. Williams matched up against Rustad. Williams spins right of the lane, in the lane, dump underneath, pass deflected, stolen by Lakewood. On the dribble into the forecourt comes Rustad left side. Rustad inside the three-point arc, traveled with the basketball as he tried to bounce it down low.
Yeah, he was skipping along there.
To Josh Pays. Carl White got a quick breather for Lorain High, right back in the ballgame now. Donald Church will sit down. Summers tosses it into Greg Williams. Williams bounces the ball to Carl White. 4.5 minutes to go in the half. The Steelmen down by 4, 17-13. White comes around a Lucas pick, off in the corner to Williams, 3 in the air, off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, and we've got a foul, and if it's against Londy Ransom, it will be his 3rd.
I think it is.
Londy Ransom fighting for the rebound, picks up his 3rd personal foul. So the freshman will undoubtedly sit out the rest of the first half for Lorain High. That will get Donald Church right back in the ball game, and it will also put Josh Pays at the free throw line for Lakewood. Pays, the big 6'5" junior, and purple 52 trimmed in gold on his home white Lakewood uniform. Line to the right as he faces the bleacher area here at Midview, which is filled with fans and folding chairs. Pays' first toss-up, no good, too strong. Rebound Summers for Lorain High. Summers gives it off to Williams. Williams brings the ball into the forecourt. Williams matched up against Peters. Down the right side to Carl White. White fires it back up top to Williams. Around on the left wing to Summers. Off on the baseline to Church. Church lost the ball, regained it. They'll call the jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Lorain High as Church was tied up by John Silva. White will inbound left of his own basket. Carl tosses it into Church, flips it up top to Greg Williams. Williams holding the ball above his head. Williams on the dribble, matched up against Peters. Williams at the base of the center circle, comes to the right side, fires down the right sideline, too far for Carl White, out of bounds. Carl White had moved inside the stripe. I think Greg thought he was going to go back out on the sideline. Here comes Budzar back in the ball game for Lakewood. Josh Pays will sit down. Both coaches taking advantage of every opportunity to make substitutions. 3:44 to go in the half. Right side of the forecourt, Olsen with the basketball for Lakewood. Hands the ball off to Patton. Patton looking for an Olsen pick, gets it, shoots the 3, missed it short, but Olsen grabs the rebound. Hands the ball to Silva, who gives the ball to Patton. Patton matched up against Donald Church. Patton off on the right wing to Olsen. Olsen flips the ball up top to Silva, around on the left wing to Peters. Peters against Greg Williams. Peters fires back on the right side to Silva. Silva against Carl White. Silva at the top of the circle to the free throw line. Left side to Budzar, back up top to Silva, around on the right wing to Peter, dump on the baseline to Patton. Patton drives to the basket, shot off the glass, no good. Lucas rips the rebound for Lorain High, gives it off to Williams. Williams into the forecourt on the dribble. Williams to the line, to the lane, up with the left hand. Scoops, nobody was fouled. So Williams will shoot 2 free throws. Lorain High still has yet to get a field goal here in the second quarter.
I think the crowd would have really reacted to that shot had it gone in. That was a real pretty one down the middle.
That foul went against Peters. For Matt Peters, that's his first. Lakewood now over the limit, although it was a shooting foul, so Greg Williams will toss a couple up there. Again, the winner will meet the winner of tonight's district final, taking place between Euclid and Menor Wednesday night at 6:30 at the Convocation Center at Cleveland State University. And before Greg Williams goes to shoot the free throw, Budzar and Lucas were in opposite parts of the rebounding alley. They allowed Budzar to get down low.
Well, but the thing is, the referee stopped that. You know, if the kids line up there and they're not aware, they should be allowed to stay there.
And now the official lecturing the players. I'll tell you what, I'm not familiar.
That's not his point. That's not his part.
I'm not familiar with either one of the officials here tonight, and I'm not too impressed with either one of them either. Line to the left, Williams to shoot 2. First one up and in.
You know, and that had to take away the concentration of Williams a little bit. It's to his credit that he made that.
I'm sure it did. 17-14. Lorain back to within 3. 2:54 to go first half. Greg Williams will shoot one more. Second one short. Rebound fought for. And Olsen has it for Lakewood, who hands the ball to Brian Patton. Patton will bring it up against Donald Church. Patton into the forecourt on the right side. Church reaches in, doesn't get it. Patton still on the dribble. Patton right of the key to the free throw line. Traveled with the basketball. So with 2:39 to go in the half, Lorain High will get it back. The Steelmen have won 2 in a row here at the tournament, 11 out of 12 and 12 out of 14. Boy, have they played great basketball. White on the right wing. Flips up top to Williams. Williams against Patton. Williams off on the left side to Church. Church comes around and Williams picks, gives it to Schwartz. Up top to Williams. Lobs in the lane to Lucas, and I think they'll call Lucas with pushing off, trying to get position in the paint. So Adam Lucas draws the foul. That's his second. And will march to the other end to shoot 1 and 1. Boy, these guys in the striped shirts haven't done the best job we've seen in a while.
I'm not biting my tongue. I'm sitting on it, okay?
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. Actually, they called that on Joe Schwartz. My mistake. The free throw line, front end of the 1 and 1, hits the back of the rim, bounces about 5 feet in the air and goes through for John Silva. Silva will shoot one more. Line to the right, second toss up, rattled it in. Silva with 4. 19-14. Lakewood now with a 5-point lead. 2:15 to go in the half. Schwartz fires in the forecourt, left side to Church. Cross-court pass to Williams. Williams on the right wing, now backs up. Williams out near the half-court line. Williams still on the dribble, down the right sideline to Church. Church flips up top to Schwartz, gives the ball to Williams. Williams at the top of the circle, back on the right wing to Church. Church on the baseline to White. White gives it back to Church outside the three-point arc. Church at the stripe, hands the ball off to Williams. Williams on the sideline, bounce back up top to Church. We're down to 1:45 to go, first half. Williams at the base of the center circle on the right-hand dribble, matched up against Patton. Williams fires right side to Church. Church lobbed down low, pass deflected, stolen away by Silva for Lakewood. Silva will bring it up himself into the forecourt left side. Silva on the sideline. Silva double teamed. Looks up top. Pass stolen away by Church for Lorain High. Church drives to the other end. Put the ball up. No, but he was fouled by Patton from behind. So Patton picks up the foul. That's his second. And Donald Church will go to the free throw line. 1:16 to go in the half.
And still no field goals for Lorain this quarter.
Here comes Matt Peters back in the ball game for Lakewood. No points and a foul. Silva sits down. Gets an earful from Bob Patton over on the Ranger bench. And Donald Church will shoot a couple of free throws. Hit one in the first quarter to complete a three-point play. First one up short. So we're still at 19-14 with 1:16 to go in the quarter. Church line to the left. Second toss up, good. So Church with 4. 19-15, the lead is 4 for Lakewood. Ryan Patton will bring it forward against Donald Church. Patton on the dribble into the forecourt on the right wing. Patton comes around an Olsen pick. Patton at the top of the key. Patton left of the circle, looking, bounce in the lane, pass deflected, stolen away by Williams for Lorain High, gives it to Schwartz, taps it right back to Williams, down the floor right side to White. Under a minute to go. Lorain High with the basketball. Williams just standing at the half-court line, off on the right wing to Carl White. White on the sideline, takes a couple of dribbles, gives it right back to Williams. 40 seconds to go. Williams at the base of the center circle, now standing in the center circle. Fires left wing to Schwartz, gives it right back to Williams. We're down to 32 seconds to go. Williams top side against Olsen, off to Schwartz. Schwartz on the left-hand dribble, bounce in the middle to Williams. Williams in between the circles. We're down to 21 seconds left. Williams out near the half-court line, right side to White. White hands the ball right back to Williams. Williams on the sideline, lobs it in the middle to White. Clock at 10. White at the base of the center circle, clock at 8. White comes around a Lucas pick, down the lane, running shot around the rim and in.
Way to play
White
it.
with 5. Patton unloads a three-quarters court shot, no good, and that ends the first half of between Lakewood and Lorain Division I District Championship at the Edward Kabuski Memorial Gymnasium at Midview High School in Grafton. Lorain still huddled around head coach John Rossitano. While we wait for the Steelmen to take the floor, let us commend all the folks down here at Midview. They ran a great tournament this year. We had a lot of fun with them, but in all seriousness, Midview Athletic Director Stan Hughes and former Athletic Director Ed Adelsberg, Carl Rosilli, Bill Albright.
And you, the host of the hospitality room tonight.
Yeah, I had to get things unwrapped down there so we could all eat, including myself.
And Ed Adelsberg just wouldn't be Ed Adelsberg without staying honest in one way, shape, or form. Of course, you and Wally will have to determine how you wind the clock, up or down.
Lakewood with the basketball as we start the third quarter of play. And Williams took it away from Brian Patton. Williams drives to the other end, laid it up and in, and we're tied.
Great body control by Greg Williams.
19-19 ball game. Silva on the dribble against Carl White in the backcourt. Silva steps into the forecourt. Silva on the left-hand dribble, still matched up against White. Silva left of the key. Gives it off to Patton on the left wing, and Williams knocked it out of his hands. Couldn't quite save it inbounds.
Good hands. Lorain's coming out here, and they're going after everything. I think they're kind of setting the tone for the second half.
Patton will inbound near sideline. Patton gets it into Budzar, gives the ball right back to Patton. 19-19 ball game. Early stages of quarter number 3. Patton to the free throw line, put the shot on the run, no good, but they'll call the bump on Williams as Patton came to the top of the circle. Boy, they are not letting Lorain get away with anything at the defensive end of the floor.
Not a thing. And that's a shame because, well,
that's Lorain's style of ball. That's the way they play.
And that takes, your style away, and you've got to redefine what you're doing halfway through the last game of the season, quite possibly.
Silva on the right wing gets the inbounds pass. At the three-point arc, flips it up top to Budzar. Budzar, right of the key, gives it back on the wing to Silva. Silva has the ball knocked away.
Oh, no way. Oh, that was cheap. I'm sorry. My tongue came out from where I was sitting.
So Joe Schwartz picks up his third personal foul, second team foul against Lorain, 50 seconds into the quarter. I don't mind a closely called game, but you've got to let the kids play.
If the ball is out there and it's, being battled for, you've got to be able to go for it.
So 2 quick team fouls against Lorain High. Still a 19-19 ball game. Patton gets the inbounds pass, walks into the forecourt as he caught it in the backcourt. Patton at the top of the circle against Williams, bounce on the left side to Silva. Silva at the three-point arc, dribbles all the way out to the top of the key. Silva back on the left wing to Peters. Peters still on the dribble against Londy Ransom. Ransom with 3 fouls for Lorain High. Silva right side to Patton for 3. In and out. Rebound Lucas for Lorain High. Gives it off to Schwartz. who hands the ball to Williams. Williams will bring it up against Peters. Williams into the forecourt on the right side. Williams comes right to the key to the free throw line. Off on the left wing to Schwartz. Comes around to Williams' pick. Back to Williams. Dumps it on the baseline to Ransom. Ransom holding the ball above his head. Lobs it up top to Williams. Williams comes down the lane. Put the shot on the run. Around the rim and out. Rebound fought for. And Silva has it for Lakewood. Silva on the dribble. Silva steps inside the timeline. Comes left of the key to the free throw line. Still on the dribble right of the circle. Silva now right of the lane. Down to the baseline. On the wing. Right of the lane. In the lane. Backs up. Ball knocked free. Schwartz has it. Bounces it off to White. White on the run into the forecourt for Lorain High. White at the three-point arc. Off in the corner to Ransom. Ransom back up top to White. In between the circles to Williams. 5:48 to go. Third quarter. We're tied at 19. Williams on the right-hand dribble on the wing. Tosses it up top to White. Around on the left side to Schwartz. Schwartz outside the three-point arc. Up top to Lucas. Fires right wing to White. Right of the lane to Williams. Williams steps in the lane. Back outside to Schwartz. Gives it to Williams at the top of the circle.
Nobody's in any hurry.
And the defense is also tight.
Yes.
Williams left of the lane. Off on the baseline to Schwartz. Forces up the jumper and dropped it in. Joe Schwartz with 5 and the Steelmen lead 21-19. And Patton on the dribble into the forecourt for Lakewood. Patton spins down the lane up with the right hand, dropped it in. Boy, pretty move. Brian Patton, he's got 11. We're tied at 21. 5 minutes to go in the quarter as Williams brings it up for Lorain High. Williams fires sideline left to Ransom. Ransom against Patton. Ransom off to Williams. Williams, cross-court pass to Schwartz. 3 in the air, no good. Rebound grabbed by Silva, Budzar, for Lakewood. Gives it off to Peters, and as Peters dribbled into the forecourt, he lost it out of bounds, but they'll say it went off Williams of Lorain High. I think the official just swallowed his whistle, didn't want to call the foul on Williams, so instead he called it out of bounds off of Greg, because that could have been a foul on Greg. Ryan Rustad now back in the ball game for Lakewood. 21-21 ball game. Patton down the lane, laid the ball up and in, but they'll call the foul before the shot as Patton came down the lane.
Going on Donald Church.
So Donald Church picks up his third. So 3 Steelmen with 3 fouls. Ransom, Schwartz, and Church all have 3. 4:37 to go. Third quarter of play. We're tied at 21. Budzar will inbound left of his own basket. Marty flips it into Patton. Patton on the left wing, up top to Rustad. Drives the lane, ball knocked out of his hands, picked up by Lucas, up ahead to Ransom. Ransom on the left wing. Londy at the three-point arc, stops, flips it up top to Summers, who's checked in for Lorain High. Summers hands the ball to Carl White. White against Rustad. White left to the lane, put the shot on the run, too hard off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound, Lucas. Ball knocked out of his hands by Patton, up ahead to Rustad. Rustad left to the lane, drives, laid it up and in. Ryan Rustad now with 4 points, his first field goal, and Lakewood back in the lead, 23-21. We're halfway through the third quarter of play. White in the backcourt, gives it off to Summers. Summers steps into the forecourt left side. Bounces in the center circle to Carl White. Steelman down by a bucket, 3:45 to go, third quarter. White off on the left side to Summers, gives it in the corner to Ransom, back up top to Summers, to White at the top of the key. White on the dribble against Rustad. Fires right side to Church. Back in the middle to White. White has his pass deflected. Stolen by Budzar. Up ahead to Patton. Budzar regains it near the half-court line as Patton lost it. Patton in the lane. Left side to Peters. 18-footer. Beauty. Matt Peters with his first 2. 25-21. Lakewood back up by 4. 3:15 to go in the quarter. White just shy of the timeline. Gives it to Summers. Summers fires left side of the forecourt to Ransom. In the middle to Church. Gives the ball to Carl White at the half-court line. White looks over at John Rossitano and gets the offensive instructions. Off on the right wing to Church. Church outside the three-point arc. Looking. Bounce back up top to White. White across on the left side to Summers. On the baseline to Ransom. In the middle, Lucas drives, scores, foul!
Nice
so
feed
Lucas will look for the three-point play.
Nice feed by Londy Ransom, though, to dish it off to the big man.
So Lucas with the bucket, and he'll try to draw Lorain High to within 1. The foul went against Matt Peters, his second, first team foul against Lakewood. Here comes Greg Williams and Joe Schwartz back in the ball game for Lorain High.
No,
Summers and Church will sit down.
I'm sorry, Tim. As soon as Lundy got the ball down there at the baseline, I said, why don't you drive the lane or drive the baseline? And as soon as he did that, that opened up Lucas, and he dished it off underhand, and Lucas got it up for the foul. Nice shot.
Adam Lucas to the line for the first time tonight. In fact, that was his first 2 points of the ball game. Free throw up and in. Lorain back to within one at 25-24. Rustad in the backcourt hands the ball off to Brian Patton. Patton will bring it forward against Greg Williams. Patton into the forecourt. Patton on the right side. Patton now right of the lane, spins in the lane, off underneath the Budzar. Budzar lost the ball, scrambled for it, and Williams comes out of there with it for Lorain High. Bounce off to Schwartz, up ahead to White. White on the dribble into the forecourt on the left wing. Whips it up top to Williams in between the circles. Williams back on the left side to Schwartz. Three in the air. Good! And Lorain leads. Schwartz with 8, 27-25 Steelmen. And Lakewood takes time. 2:11 to go, third quarter of play. We'll be back from Midview right after this.
Yeah, we're even getting the good music. Okay, we should be done with 2 rotations now. I think we're going to get a few more timeouts in this game.
Oh, my goodness.
Starting to get warm already.
First timeout of the basketball game. 2:11 to go, third quarter, 27-25. Rustad into the forecourt. Rustad right of the key, left of the lane to Bessenfelder, who's checked in, and he drops in the 8-foot shot. And we're tied at 27 with under 2 minutes to go in the period. Williams into the forecourt. Off on the right wing to White. Right
there's a big reach over the back.
And Lucas got the pass and got fouled by Bessenfelder. Well, they called it on Budzar, excuse me. So Budzar picks up his third foul. Second team foul. But actually, I think that's only 2 on Budzar. And I think the Lakewood fans are up saying that's 2, and so is Bob Patton. So they want to check with the official score. And that's the holdup. 1:51 to go. And it still has 3 up on the scoreboard.
I think they showed. No, they only changed it.
And that is. Well, they did call it on Bessenfelder. Meanwhile, Lucas right of the lane forces the shot up, no good. Rebound. Budzar for Lakewood. So take the foul away from Budzar, give it to Bessenfelder. That's his second. In the meantime, Lakewood with the basketball back. Patton on the right wing to Rustad. Rustad got held by Carl White as he drove to the baseline. And now they got a technical foul on Carl White.
That was awful quick.
Mercy. I can't believe it. I cannot believe the game that these officials have called here tonight. So Carl White picked up the foul, his first, and then they teed him, and that will count as a personal foul. That will be his second. Brian Patton will go to the free throw line. The Lorain coaches and the Lorain players are totally frustrated with the officiating here tonight, and I can't say as I blame them one iota. Meanwhile, at the line, an air ball put up by Peters on the first technical attempt. Peters will shoot one more. 1:32 to go. Second toss up, good. So Peters now with 3. 28-27. And Lakewood gets the basketball. Patton receives the inbounds pass in the backcourt. Patton brings it up against Williams. Patton in between the circles. Patton dribbles to the right wing outside the 3-point arc. Patton comes around a pick, unloads the shot, and hit it. Brian Patton now with 13.
Rangers have hit the last 4 shots they've attempted from the field.
30-27. 3-point lead for Lakewood. 1:08 to go in the third quarter. Williams fires right side to White. White matched up against Patton. White dribbles in between the circles. Has the ball at the base of the center circle. Fires right side to Williams. Lob right of the lane. Pass deflected. Knocked out of bounds by John Olson of Lakewood.
They're doubling up on Lucas.
Lucas now out of the ball game. Londi Ransom sits down. Donald Church and Jason Kurlichek get in there for Lorain High. Meanwhile, Tom Patton comes in for Lakewood, replacing his older brother Brian. 54.5 seconds to go. Well, how special that must be for Bob Patton to have his kids playing for him.
I'll tell you.
Inbounds up top to Church. Church on the right wing. Hands the ball off to Greg Williams. Let's see if Lorain High will wind this thing all the way down. John Rossitano says, let's run the offense. Left side, Church. Church on the wing, double teamed, looking, steps between the double team, up top to White. White in the lane, puts the shot up too hard. Rebound grab by Bessenfelder for Lakewood. Gives it off to Tom Patton with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Tom Patton against Donald Church. Patton into the forecourt, bounce down the right side to Rustad. Rustad flips it up top to Peters. Peters against Williams, clock at 18. Peters on the right wing. Peters, cross-court pass on the left side to Olson, clock at 13. Olson at the top of the key, right side to Rustad, drives to the bucket, laid it up and in, take it away, they'll call the charge. So Rustad draws the charging foul, and that's his third. Lorain will get it back with 7.9 seconds to go.
What allowed that to happen was that Mr. White over pursued and going for the basketball. That opened up a great big lane to the basket, but Donald Church parked himself underneath the hoop.
Established position, and Rustad just plowed right into him. So with 7.9 seconds to go, Lorain will get it back, down by 3. Right side of the forecourt, White with the ball. He'll unload to 3, off the rim, no. Rebound knocked out of bounds, 0.4 seconds to go, and Lakewood will get it back. So Lakewood will have to go 94 feet in 0.4 seconds. Rustad will toss it in. Looking, gives it to Peters, unloads a 3/4 court shot, falls short, and that ends the quarter. 30-27, Lakewood by 3 as we go to the fourth. We'll be back from Midview right after this. 8 minutes to go in this basketball game. 30-27, Lorain High down by 3. They have the basketball to start the fourth quarter of play. Williams on the right wing, matched up against Rustad. Fires it up top to Carl White. White in between the circles against Peters. Gives it back to Williams on the left wing. Williams fires left side to Ransom. Ransom, his pass down low, deflects to Schwartz, who laid it up and in.
Boy, you couldn't have better deflection shooting than that.
Boy, the Lorain High Steelmen got a great bounce there, right to Schwartz, who put it up and in. Steelmen back to within 1 at 30-29.
Might call that the first lucky break of the night for the Steelmen.
Bessenfelder, lob in the lane, pass knocked away from Budzar, and he lost it out of bounds on the baseline.
He was fronted on defense, and that helped him lose the ball because he had a Steelman with his hands in his face going for the basketball as well.
Lorain High will look for the lead. 7:18 to go in the fourth quarter. They're down by 1, 30-29 as Williams brings the ball into the forecourt. Williams on the right wing at the three-point arc. Right of the lane to Lucas. Back to Williams underneath. No! Layup no good. Rebound fought for in the lane. Lucas gets it, gives it off to Williams. Williams out near the half-court line. Skids to a stop underneath the Ransom, underneath the bucket, reverse layup. He got it and the foul.
Oh, what a move.
Spectacular shot by Londi Ransom.
And what did I say earlier in the third quarter about driving the baseline? He did it that time and scooped it up with the opposite hand on the other side of the hoop. What a play.
An incredible shot by the freshman. He got it to fall, and he was also fouled by Bessenfelder. The Steelmen have the lead at 31-30. Ransom with his first 2 points of the ball game. The freshman's free throw up and in. 3-point play. 32-30. Lorain High with the first 5 points of the quarter. Patton will bring it up against Ransom. Patton through the center circle into the forecourt. Patton left of the key, left of the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Picked up by Budzar. Left of the lane. Put the shot up. No good. Lucas with the rebound for Lorain High. Lucas fouled in the backcourt by Olson.
That's a frustration foul right there. All of a sudden things are unwinding for Lakewood, at least for this short period of time, and they're not reacting very well.
For Olson, that's his second personal foul. 6:39 to go in the basketball game. Lorain by 2, 32-30. Williams brings it up against Rustad. Williams steps into the forecourt on the right side. Williams behind his back on the dribble. Williams at the top of the key. Williams off on the left side to White. White comes left to the lane, stops, shoots, hits! White with the bucket. He's got 7. Lorain with a 4-point lead. They now have the first 7 points of the quarter. 34-30. Patton into the forecourt for Lakewood. Patton at the top of the key to the free throw line. Patton dumped behind him to Rustad. Flips it up top to Peters. Peters in between the circles. Left of the lane to Patton. Patton matched up against White. Patton backs up. Shot! Blocked by White. Patton regains it in between the circles. Patton now backs up. Patton comes right to the lane. Puts the shot on the run around the rim and out. Rebound Lucas. Fouled in the backcourt. Olsen picked up another one. And Bob Patton wants time. 5:44 to go. 34-30 Lorain. We'll be back from Midview right after this. Listen to that crowd. Oh my.
On this side, it's polite.
Welcome back to Midview. The roar from both sides of the stands as we come back to the action with 5:44 to go. Williams brings it forward against Rustad. Williams on the dribble down the right side to Carl White. White comes around a Lucas pick. White in the lane, put the shot up and in. White with 9. The Lorain lead is 6.
That's his spot. He's had it all year, and he's getting it now. That's twice this quarter.
Rustad in the backcourt. Rustad on the left-hand dribble through the center circle into the forecourt. 36-30 Lorain High. They have the first 9 points of the fourth quarter. Patton down the right side to Rustad. Rustad in the corner up top to Peters. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound Lucas. Outlet pass to Londi Ransom. Ransom on the left wing. Skids to a stop. Gives it off to Schwartz in between the circles to White. Around on the left side to Williams. Under 5 minutes to go. Williams matched up against Rustad. Williams in between the circles. Williams to the foul line. Off to Lucas. Right of the lane. Shot up. Nobody was fouled.
Oh, if he had sanked that. Oh.
The far side would have erupted.
Oh, my
if that
Lord.
shot had fallen. Adam Lucas will go to the free throw line. The foul went against John Olsen, I believe.
Well, that may be
it went against Budzar, his third.
That may be a small matter, Tim, because this will send the Steelmen to the line for the rest of the quarter with a 1-and-1. The bonus is now theirs.
Adam Lucas, 1 of 1 from the line tonight. 3 points in the ball game. He had a 3-point play in the third quarter. Line to the right, first one up, no good. Lorain High with a 9-point run to open up the fourth quarter. Line to the right. The big 6'5" senior, second toss up, in and out. Rebound Budzar. Gives it off to Patton. Patton into the forecourt. Patton matched up against Londi Ransom, the freshman. Patton on the right side, right in front of the Ranger bench. Patton still on the dribble, flips it up top to Silva. Bounce on the left wing to Tom Patton, who's now in the ball game. Bounce down low to Budzar. In the lane, turns, shoots, and hits. That breaks the run. Marty Budzar with 6. Now 36-32, 4:15 to go. Williams down the right side to Carl White. His pass deflected, and Budzar got it. Adam Lucas knocked it out of his hands, out of bounds. Lakewood will get it back. And what do we got? Whistle. For what reason, I'm not sure, but now we're ready to go.
Lorain wants time.
Silva gets it into Patton. They didn't get it. And Patton will bring it forward against Londi Ransom. We're halfway through the final quarter. Patton on the right sideline against Ransom. Patton fires it up top to Tom Patton. Tom Patton left side to Silva. Silva comes left of the key to the top of the circle. Flips the ball on the right wing to Tom Patton. Patton skids to a stop right of the circle. Looking, gives the ball to Brian Patton. Patton unloads the three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Budzar muscled it up and in. Budzar with 8. John Rossitano wants time. 3:32 to go, 36-34. The Rangers within 2. We'll be back from Midview. 3:32 to go in the basketball game. Lorain High's lead has been sliced to 2 at 36-34. John Rossitano has 3 timeouts left. Lakewood with 2 remaining. Williams to the free throw line. Skids to a stop. Off on the right side to White. Back up top to Williams. Williams in the lane. Stops. Shoots. In and out. In and out. Rebound. Lucas lost it. Lucas got it back. Fouled as he went up. Boy, that ball went in and out. Came back down and went in and out again. But Adam Lucas got the rebound, and he'll shoot 2 free throws, and Marty Budzar now with 4 personal fouls. Budzar will sit down. Dave Bessenfelder now in the ball game. Here comes Matt Summers for Lorain High. Joe Schwartz will sit down.
Get the feeling that John Rossitano's playing offense defense here. We're substituting Summers at this end of the floor and Schwartz at the other.
Adam Lucas just missed a pair of free throws. Now 1 of 3 from the line. Back to the charity stripe to shoot 2 more. First one up and in. Lucas with 4. That white 50 trimmed in gold on his black Lorain uniform. Second toss up and in. 38-34. Lucas now with 5 points in the ball game. Patton through the center circle into the forecourt against Londy Ransom for Lakewood. Patton on the left hand, bounced down low, knocked out of bounds by Matt Summers as he was fronting Marty Budzar.
Good hustle. Budzar didn't know he was back there, and he just poked it out of his hand on the dribble.
Matt Summers averages less than a point per ball game for Lorain High, but you cannot measure what he means to this team at the defensive end of the floor. Patton tosses it in to Rustad. Rustad on the baseline, put the shot up and dropped it in. Rustad now with 6. 2:57 to go. 38-36. Williams at the foul line, unloads the shot around the rim and out. Rebound grabbed by Bessenfelder. Up ahead to Rustad. Rustad left to the lane, off on the right side to Buzdart. Summers knocked the ball free, scrambled for it, jump ball called, and Lakewood will get it back on the possession arrow. .238 left. Well, the officials.
I don't understand that at all because Londy Ransom came over to make sure that Matt Summers was okay because he was on the bottom of the pile and like he had a knee on his neck or something, and the referees told him to get away. I think you've got every right to make sure your teammate's okay.
I think so. 38-36, 2:38 to go. Patton to inbound, right of his own basket. Brian looking, fires in the left corner to Rustad, right through his hands, out of bounds.
Too hard. Got to have a little zip on it, but not that much mustard.
And now Lakewood takes time. They have 1 left, 38-36 Lorain. We'll be back from Midview right after this.
I think we're probably going to use all our timeouts here, Dave. We're very close to it.
Welcome back to Midview, 38-36. Greg Williams with the basketball for Lorain High. Williams pass deflected. Patton has it at the half-court line. And then White came back and stole the ball, and they'll call the foul on Carl White.
Oh, that was cheap.
Oh, my. Carl White picks up his 3rd foul. For Lorain High, that's only their 6th team foul.
And John Rossitano's got to tell his coaches to stay cool. Yeah, I understand.
So with 2:26 to go, Lakewood will get it back. Patton on the left wing, fires off to Budzar, back to Patton, up top to Silva. Silva on the right wing. Silva lob right in the lane to Budzar. Budzar double team, and they'll call a foul again on Lorain as Schwartz came from the weak side, tried to steal the ball. Instead, he gets whistled for the personal. For Schwartz, that's his 4th. And now with 2:12 to go, Budzar will shoot 1 and 1. Marty Budzar, first trip to the line tonight, first toss up, bounces off the back of the rim and drops in.
First
Budzar
foul.
now with 9.
I'm sorry, Tim. First foul shot for Lakewood this quarter.
Budzar second toss up, no good. Rebound Schwartz. 38-37. 2:05 to go. Williams into the forecourt. Ball knocked out of his hands. Picked up by Olsen for Lakewood. Olsen gives it off to Silva. Under 2 minutes left. Silva into the forecourt against Carl White. Silva down the left side to Rustad. Left to the lane. Puts the shot up. No good. Rebound ricochets out of bounds. It went off Ransom of Lorain High. 1:48 to go. Patton to inbound, left of his own basket. Fires on the left wing to Rustad. And he's fouled by Williams as he reached in trying to get the basketball. Instead, he whacked Ryan Rustad. For Greg Williams, that will be his 3rd personal foul. 1:46 to go. 38-37. And Ryan Rustad at the free throw line for Lakewood. Rustad with 6 points in the ball game. Timeout, Lorain High, 38-37. Rustad will go to the line when we come back right after this. 1:46 to go. Ryan Rustad at the free throw line to shoot 1-1 for Lakewood. Line to the left, first one up, bounces off the rim, no good. Rebound, Ransom. Ransom for Lorain High, gives it off to Carl White. White to Williams, who brings the ball into the forecourt. Williams at the top of the key. Williams now backs up to the base of the center circle. Williams against Rustad. Williams in between the circles. Off in the right corner to Ransom. Back up top to Williams on the sideline. 1:22 left. The Steelmen with a 1-point lead. John Rossitano says run the offense. Williams out near the half-court line on the dribble. Patton comes over to the double team. Williams fires baseline left to Ransom, up top to Schwartz. Schwartz fouled by Rustad as he took a dribble.
I think what they're trying to do here, Tim, and running the offense, they're just trying to get Lakewood to over-pursue and over-commit and pick up that personal foul like we just saw.
1:10 to go. Joe Schwartz will go to the free throw line. Schwartz in the ball game, 10 points. First trip to the line tonight. 38-37. Schwartz line to the right to shoot 1-1. Dips, shoots, short. Rebound comes out, and it goes out of bounds, and it went off of Lakewood's Brian Patton. So with 1:08 left, the Steelmen will get it back. Schwartz will inbound here on the near sideline. Fires it into Lucas. Lucas gives the ball to Williams in between the circles. Williams against Rustad. Williams on the left-hand dribble. Williams at the base of the center circle. We're under a minute to go. Off on the right side to White. White fires up top to Williams. Left side to Schwartz. Gives it back to Williams. Williams fouled by Patton with 51.2 left. Patton picks up the foul.
Lorain's perfectly happy just to sit out there and let time expire off the clock.
Well, at some point, you got to hit your free throws, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, and if Lorain manages to keep it out there, they're going to find somebody eventually that will.
Williams, 1 of 2 from the line tonight. 5 points in the ball game. 51.2 seconds to go. Greg Williams first toss up and in. Williams with 6. It's now 39-37.
This period, Steelmen are 4 of 7 from the line.
Williams to shoot one more. Greg Williams, the 5'10 senior, dips, shoots, in and out and back in again. Williams with 7. 40-37 as Williams hit 2. Patton into the forecourt. Patton outside the three-point arc on the left wing. Gives it in the corner to Peters. Peters flips it up top to Rustad. Rustad against Carl White. Off in the corner to Patton for 3. Good! Brian Patton tied the game with the 3. 31.9 seconds to go. Oh my, we're tied at 40. Williams will bring it up for Lorain High. Williams on the dribble against Rustad. Williams steps into the forecourt down the right side to White. White outside the three-point arc. White bumped and fouled by Rustad with 18.7 seconds to go.
Now Lakewood's getting a feel about the cheap fouls that Lorain's had all game.
And Bob Patton says we'll take our final timeout and ice. Carl, well, he signaled it now. He says, hold on, let's not take it. Let's see what he does on the first free throw. Carl White at the line, shooting 1 and 1. White 1 of 2 from the line tonight. He has 9 points in the ball game. We are tied at 40. Carl White, first toss up, in.
Now he's not going to call the time.
White now has 10. White will shoot one more. Second toss up, in and out. Rebound Budzar, hands the ball off to Patton. 41-40. Patton into the forecourt, clock at 10. Lakewood isn't going to take a timeout. Patton unloads the shot in the circle, no good. Rebound Ransom, gives it off to White. Clock at 3. White fouled. White fouled with 2.6 seconds to go. It is absolute bedlam on the Lorain side, but there are 2.6 seconds to go. 41-40. Lorain High is 2.6 seconds away from a trip to the Sweet 16. Lakewood takes their final timeout. We'll keep it right here. The Rangers didn't call time. Patton came into the forecourt and unloaded an 18-footer and missed it. And Ransom, the freshman for Lorain High, snagged the rebound, gave it off to Carl White, who was fouled with 2.6 seconds left on the clock.
Hasn't he had some very big plays at critical times in the games that we've done?
Oh my goodness. Lorain High is perhaps a team of destiny, Mike.
And who's calling where tonight?
The Steelmen under John Rossitano in their final year as a high school are 2.6 seconds away from their first ever trip to the regional.
First ever? I'll be doggone.
The entire Lorain side is up on their feet. Carl White will go to the free throw line with 2.6 seconds to go. The junior guard just split a pair. He has 10 in the ball game. Lakewood is out of timeouts. Line to the right for Carl White. He'll shoot 1 and 1. White takes his dribbles, spins the ball, dips, shoots, around the rim and out. Rebound Williams, put it up and in. Williams put it in. The Steelmen win. The Steelmen win. The final score is 43-40. Greg Williams hit the shot. Williams finishes up with 9, and Lorain High is heading to the Sweet 16. The Steelmen on Wednesday night will play at the Convocation Center. Lorain High with a heart-stopping 43-40 win over the Lakewood Rangers. Carl White missed a free throw, but his backcourt made Greg Williams grab the rebound, put it in, and the Steelmen